The next Legendary Hero Summoning event has been announced and it's actually a few days away. This banner will start on May 1st and will last until May 7th, which is longer than usual for one of these legendary banners. If you aren't familiar with a Legendary Hero Summoning event, then basically it's a special type of banner that features 12 very powerful heroes. This banner also has a starting 8% chance at getting one of these 12 heroes, and the non-focus 5-star category is completely gone. What that means is that if you do manage to pull a 5-star unit from this banner, you will always get one of these 12 heroes. This type of banner is generally good if you're looking to just get any 5-star units, and so for new players it can be a great way to nab some powerful allies. If you only want one specific unit, your chances are a little bit lower because you have to worry about getting another focus unit with the same color. In this video, I will be going over all 12 of these units to discuss how good they are and what kind of skills they may have if you pull any extras that you don't care about using. I'll also be talking about our new legendary hero, Green Archer Lyn. Now I hope the enemy is already running because Lyn is back with her scary archery skills, but instead of being a colorless archer cavalier, she is now our first green archer infantry unit. I've made a video talking about colored archers and basically they are similar to their colorless counterparts in that they do physical ranged damage. The only difference is that colored archers are susceptible to all the properties of the weapon triangle, and Heroes keeps it simple by designating everything a color. So when it comes down to a fight, a green archer like legendary Lyn will have a natural advantage over blue units and a natural disadvantage against red units. Alright, let's talk about her stats. Legendary Lyn comes with 36 HP, 31 attack, 36 speed, 21 defense, and 27 resistance. Overall, Lyn doesn't come with a super outstanding stat line and is somewhat similar to her own cavalry version. Kind of a low HP, workable attack, really good speed, low defense, and a respectable resistance stat. She won't be reigning champion of offense or defense, but she will do just fine. If you aren't impressed with her stats, then oh boy, you will want to pay attention to her skills. Legendary Lyn comes with Swift Mulligear, which comes with a short story for a description. As always, it's effective against flying units and it grants Lyn a flat +3 resistance. Its next effect is sort of similar to Legendary Ephraim's Flame Segment. If the number of allies within 2 spaces, excluding Lyn, is greater than the number of enemies within 2 spaces, excluding the target, then Lyn gets +5 attack and speed during combat. So this is the opposite of Ephraim's Flame Segment. Lyn wants to surround herself with her allies and make sure she's not surrounded by the enemy. This is pretty easy to set up considering you can bait in the AI to attack your units, which means they should be moving away from their own team and Lyn can stay next to hers. If we take that +5 attack and speed into consideration, Lyn is now sitting at 36 attack and 41 speed, which is pretty darn good. Let's cover her unique A skill next. Laws of Sakai requires the enemy to initiate against Lyn. If they do that and the number of allies within 2 spaces of Lyn is greater than or equal to 2, then Lyn gets +4 to all stats. Now, something important to note is that this skill does not say it excludes Lyn when totaling up the number of allies. I think that is on purpose, which means Lyn just needs one ally nearby to get +4 to all stats. If this is a mistake and she still needs 2 allies, then I still would say this is a pretty decent skill. The idea of Swift Mulligear is to bait in enemies to separate them from their team and bring them closer to Lyn, who should be surrounded by her own allies. Now, Legendary Lyn doesn't have the tankiest defensives, but she should be able to survive one shot and is getting some huge stat boosts from her 2 unique skills. If you include both skills active, that's a +9 attack and speed boost and a +4 defense and res boost. All of this doesn't include any field buffs you give her, and you can support her further with combat buffs like drives or spurs. Let's move on to the rest of her kit. She comes with Rally Defense/Resistance, which is great and can be swapped out if you want. Desperation works just fine, although keep in mind this isn't Brave Lyn, who has Swift Sparrow and loves initiating fights with 3 movement. Legendary Lyn almost seems like she wants to tank hits, although you can at least activate Swift Mulligear's stat boost on the offensive. Laws of Sakai won't work with Desperation since it requires the enemy to attack Lyn first, so use Laws of Sakai to tank a hit, then have Desperation be active to get some offensive power. Last is a skill I've been waiting for a very long time. Speed Tactic is here and Legendary Lyn is just the type of unit you want to have it on. She is already pretty fast, so by carrying Speed Tactic, Lyn can help buff her allies while possibly receiving attack, defense, and res tactic. With Laws of Sakai and a boost from defense and res tactic, Lyn can become deceptively tanky. Attack Tactic isn't bad either, and remember Swift Mulligear and Laws of Sakai are combat buffs, meaning they will stack with a field buff like Attack Tactic. If you stack all 3 of these buffs, a neutral Legendary Lyn can reach 60 attack, which is just crazy. Back to Speed Tactic, now an Infantry Blade Tome Mage can match the buffing power of our Horse, Flyer, and Armor emblem buffs. Seriously, tactic skills and the double tactic buff build may be quite effective as we get more of these skills as sacred seals. If you really don't care about Lyn, then speed tactic is very much a strong skill to inherit. Overall, I think Legendary Lyn looks like a lot of fun. Her stats don't seem like she wants to take a lot of hits, but her swift Mulligear and Laws of Decay require her to be next to her teammates, which means baiting enemies is a good strategy. She can fight mages pretty well, but her physical bulk may be a little less than desired. I think Lyn is worth pulling for, and plus she is our first green archer. Not to mention she has an amazing killing blow animation, and I'm really happy they're just going all out on these new animations. This one reminds me so much of the flashy Swordmaster crit animations from the GBA era, and Lyn herself has some of the best crits in the series. I really do hope they bring this level of animation to regular units. Okay, that's enough talk about Legendary Lyn, let's talk about the rest of this banner. Now I'm going to preference this by saying I think this may be one of the best Legendary Hero summoning events just in terms of good units. If you are a new player who has saved up a lot of orbs, I really just recommend summoning full sessions of all 5 orbs. Anyone you get here will be very useful, or at least be very unique. In the top left are our red units, Legendary Ike, Mage Erica, and Fallen Celica. To their right is our blue units, Legendary Ephraim, Micaiah, and Performing Arts Shigude. Bottom left is our green units with Legendary Lyn, Halloween Henry, and Performing Arts Inigo. Last is colorless, and we have Legendary Female Grima, Halloween Jacob, and Jenny, who I really want, but I'm probably not going to get again. For the most part, I feel this is a stacked banner and every color has good set of units. Let's now discuss each individual color and get a better feel for what each unit has to offer. For these videos, I like to lay out each unit's skills, and I've labeled them as either rare, good to have, and then uninheritable skills for those unfamiliar with the unit. I've also decided to include each unit's stats as I talk about them, so I hope it helps give you a better picture as to how they perform. Starting with Legendary Ike, he has a distant counter weapon, and his Radiant Aether special is on a 4-turn cooldown versus the regular Aether skill. He can proc it very easily by using Warding Breath, which is a very valuable skill that grants extra special cooldown when attacked. He also comes with Defense Tactic 3, which is great for buff-centric mixed teams. Now, first off, Legendary Ike can be gotten for free by completing the story or paralog map, so everyone can get one neutral copy. Overall, he is a really good unit with just his base kit, so you can use extra copies for his very valuable skills. Next we have Mage Erica, who is a pretty great red Mage Cavalier. She is very fast, and her unique Tome and Swift Sparrow only make her faster. Erica is a very deadly offensive red mage, and she has a great base kit already. Rally Attack / Speed is a great dual rally skill, and Swift Sparrow is always good to have. Red Tome experience may be rare, but it's such a useless skill to me personally. Overall, Erica is a great unit to get. Last we have Fallen Celica, aka what happens to a person when they get hungry. Now personally, I hate seeing this version of Celica in the arena. She is so darn fast, and her beloved Sophia weapon grants her +4 to all stats when she is at full health, meaning taking her out at the beginning is insanely hard. She also comes with chill speed, and in arena, -7 speed on the enemy with the highest speed stat is absolutely noticeable. A very scary swordswoman, and like Mage Erica, very powerful on the offensive. Red is a great color to summon with all 3 of these units being solid in battle, and you got some very rare and strong skills to inherit from each of them. Moving on to our blue units, we have Legendary Ephraim back again. From personal experience, I love his sky high attack, and his Flame Sigmund Lance allows him to double all the time as long as he's surrounded by more enemies than allies. His unique Solar Brace B skill grants him 30% HP recovered from special procs, and this stacks with actual healing specials, making them very effective. He does have sturdy stance for inheriting, but Ephraim is a great cavalry unit on his own. Next we have Micaiah, who is a pretty strong blue mage. Her Thani Tome is effective against both cavalry units and army units, and she takes less damage from ranged attacks on the first hit. Her unique sacrifice skill is a really good healing ability for her team, and Micaiah comes with 3 good skills to inherit. Distant Defense, Guard, and Drive Attack are all very powerful and relevant in arena play. Not to mention, none of these skills are available at tier 3 on 4-star units, meaning this makes Micaiah a very valuable unit. Now, Performing Arts Shigude may not have the greatest looking stats, however that's not as important because he is a dancer, which means his utility to the team is extremely good. He is also a limited time seasonal unit, and having more dancers is always good for arena assault. Geyser Dance is a great defensive buff, and Blue Tome Valor is always nice to train other blue mages. For green units we have Legendary Lyn, who we've already discussed in detail. Overall, I'd say keep at least 1 copy if you get her, but Speed Tactic is really one of the best skills to pass on. A lot of people are going to be trying to get this skill. Halloween Henry is a very rare armored mage, and being a limited time unit as well means he'll be in high demand. If you can replace this weapon with a Blade Tome or an Owl Tome, he becomes very powerful either offensively or defensively. Live for Honor is useless in combat, but it does grant more badges in the training tower, and that may be something you want more of. Armor March is great, and Henry is a good user of it since he will want to be receiving buffs anyway. Similar to Performing Arts Shugure, Performing Arts Inigo makes up for his lack of stats with great team utility. Seriously, dancers are very valuable and you can never have enough of them. Summoning for Green and Legendary Lyn will get you some pretty good units even if you don't get her. This is definitely not a bad time to go for her. Last is our colorless units, and let's start with Legendary Female Grima. She is quite unique, being our only colorless dragon, and she is also one of 2 flying dragons. Expiration is a distant counter weapon, and it has adaptive damage against range units, meaning she targets the lower of their defense or resistance. Her unique Dragon Skin A skill protects her from arrows and grants a nice defense and resistance boost when attacked. Cancel Affinity is annoying but not really useful in today's arena meta. Res Smoke is good, and she is the only holder of it currently. Overall, you want to use Female Grima as an enemy phase unit, and her flyer mobility grants her a lot of movement options. If you ask me who the best unit in this banner is, I might have to say Halloween Jacob. This dude is a tank, literally because he is our only armored archer. Jacob has the option of running a guard bow, and with his great defense and resistance stats, he will be a tough wall to crack. He can also run a Brave Bull set, and if you give him Bold Fighter, it turns him into an insanely powerful unit who is very hard to stop. I wouldn't recommend trying to tank that barrage of arrows. As a limited time unit, Jacob will also be very sought after by some players. Last but not least, we have Jenny, who is our only healer with the very powerful Wrathful Staff B skill. This allows healers to deal full damage, and you can refine their weapon with the Dazzling Staff effect so they can't be counterattacked on initiations. Jenny has the highest attack for healers and a very high resistance stat as well. However, she is also pretty slow and her physical bulk is less than desired. Whether you want to use Jenny herself or just want Wrathful Staff, she will be very nice to summon. Overall, I think this is one of our strongest Legendary Hero summoning events to date, and I would say every color has at least 2 really good units. I feel like there's not as many good skills to inherit, but the quality of units in terms of fighting power and usefulness is very high. That being said, please consider that 8% is still only 8%. Summoning every orb to get any 5-star will be more enjoyable, and color sniping for a specific unit will be more painful. I'm also going to point out that there is a countering weapons banner, which is said to be distant counter or close counter type effects. Whether that's the skill or just on the weapon itself is unknown, but I suggest waiting those 3 days to find out if you want to be careful. There could be someone better you might want to get. That's it for this video. The banner will be out in a few days, so be sure to scrounge up as many orbs as you can before that. If you do decide to summon, I wish you good luck, and personally, I think I will try my hand at getting that Legendary Lyn. I'll see you guys in the next video.